Alright, abusia MPP primaries ne de ensem astatia pop up adeche na adesa na yete ensem foforo na ene da ide adenta constituency omo MP awo Akosua Manu eja simpie so ene apawa so ede ensem bi abetudwa efa honorable Kennedy Akompreku ejapon ena ma ofre Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia se oye liar ni na efa se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ka se adubuahe na oyare enti ena chese amane anko conteste en na oyare enti ena omoye de omoto aba etia nemu na opese okọ unimposed enti ena chese omoto aba etia ensem ne ayebeja social media
I've never seen a liar like our former flag bearer on earth. He's a liar. Said Edubuahin one contested because na oyare. This man is a liar. Today I tell you he's a liar. You shouldn't vote for a liar. A man who is lying to have power. Wow. Won't hear the history. Edubuahin occurred 1992 and we winning. And occurred general election and we lose. 1996, the former black flag bearer Ejine Kumasi Kasena Edubuahin Yare. Kufuor contested Edubuahin in 1996 and Kufuor BT Edubuahin. Edibeye flag bearer. He was fighting to go on the post and they did not agree. And we contested, I will pay power. Obi abedi o mining now to be detro e distorto history say mesra mamon to abama. Because munuam Obi a man ni claim so a liar. What the bar we're a liar and the people are not going to vote for him. He's not a trustworthy person. When I heard him yesterday saying that, I said, what? A presidential candidate who wants people to vote for him will look eyeball to eyeball and lie. He's a big liar. Men na catch up on there. We're a liar. So to me, General said, "Na Edubuahin yare." Wow. The message Edubuahin was contested by Kufuor. And Kufuor BT, you know. Edibeye, Munko checking history. In the mama omu to two new second chance. Many are told me, I am more popular than him in this country. I'm telling you today, me am more popular than him. Who knows him? The only people, those who know him as a liar. And he continues to lie. That is why we lost. One to me economy who wants them be a digital, and my lose here. And you people that I'm talking to know why you didn't vote for him because of the tribal conflict. The tribal conflict. And we lost the 5 northern regions. And his lie said, oh no, when you're the highest vote. Akosua had 20 seats, parliamentary seats, and now we're 10. How can you say, when you're the highest vote? Mesrem. A trona papa ni deep for power, no dear. Mudi agroko ye mistakes, semunya. You best have to know opposition. Kogana ni di antrosono. Open is a tronco and a woody. A tron would do Ashanti region. Why so desperate? He said, a tronco and a very woody. And why we want to win power. And if you want to win power, ask the Muslims themselves. They will tell you. So, Oko, Adum Cheho, Eddie Ikogu, Nantian Tomano, Oko, Mungwa, Yomu, Shrine, Eddie Gunzi, Yan Tomano. The Muslims say it all the time. The Christians are saying that Yan Tomano. So, what are we saying? Do we want to lose power? When these same Muslims say bring Canada Japan, Christians are saying bring Canada Japan. And you are not catch it and say, what is Zongo, Muslim, nothing votes, remember. What happened in the north? And you are aware, you are the very people. More witness say his brutality. I have to tell you the truth. What I say, in this hour and Trona or Namdi and no Kurabemo will lose election. Tibunya Bo, Amontua Bama Canada Japan. nneɛma nokore ɛnɛdi ɛwɔ Ghanaian politics. Listen, people in Boko Enkle, you know very well, the tribal conflict played a role for us to lose. Religious problems caused us because of him. He has to accept it. The boys home says he come me. I'm about to say young two mano or no go jina doom che and young two mano young go. They tell me all the time. They come to me. They tell me. And you almost person kataso tribal conflict, any religious problems. It's a fact. And you are there. You experience it yourself. This are trona will di because he wants power. And yeah, you want. The message munya jidi. Se Ghana, ileti me ayeni. Bedemasi. Yami shira munya.
Some who say that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia he's too cool. I mean, he's too laid back. I mean, you know, the thing about followers is that they're always hawks and they're the doves, right? And I'm sure that even among some of your friends who are hawkish, they go like, give it to him back. Especially when somebody says something that's unpalatable about him. I mean, how do you contain that type of pressure where some people would wish that he does a typical tit for tat, you know, boot for boot kind of thing? I mean, how do you manage that type of pressure?
I think what makes him stand out for me, what I believe is even exemplary in any leader, which I believe he totally embodies, is that he's meticulous and he has a sense of judgment. When I say he's meticulous, Dr. Bawumia does not just ride on information presented to him. He has to vet it. He has to be sure that what he's being given is true. He has to assess that his reaction to it will be for the benefit of the larger group and not necessarily himself. And being meticulous is vital, especially in the environment we find ourselves in. Somebody can send you a message or paint a certain picture to trigger a particular emotion in you. And you have to read between the lines to be sure that what they are telling you is true. Even if true, your reaction to it, whether it's important or not. And that's why I come to sense of judgment. Sometimes you are presented with information or you even see it play out. And the question is, in reacting, does it tick a box of being brave? What does it do? What ultimately is it? And then if you can hold back, be patient a bit, it plays out and then you realize that there's actually a lot of nonsense, quote unquote. A sense of judgment is important, especially in the party that we find ourselves in. MPP has 3 billion wise men. Everybody's right. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a sense of what should be done, how it should go. That's why we spend too much time after an internal primary reconciling. And it's something that we have to work on. Yesterday, Ajah Samira was in Adenta to campaign for Dr. Bawumia, and the delegates, I told them that we are the loudest during internal primaries. Okay, it's like a choir. Rehearsals, they are shouting and screaming. Then it gets to Sunday, they have a sore throat. So the same choir that was practicing singing beautifully during the week, during rehearsals, when it comes to the main events, they fall flat. And that's how we have to see ourselves as a party, that we have to come back and do better. And he embodies that. Imagine that you get information, you write on that information, but the information is false. And in getting that information, you use it to insult your contender. And I say insult because when you move on false information, you didn't exercise a sense of judgment. You are not meticulous in ensuring that what I'm going to say is actually true. It comes out to be false, that you addressed a false narrative. So what are the parameters or the checks and balances around you? Who vets the processes that what you are going to address is actually not true? Who you are going up against has carved a niche for himself in the politics. Dr. Bawumia has given calm people a notion that they can do politics. I'm calm. Moro, you've known me since Legon days. I don't jump and shout and scream and all that. He gives me conviction that calm people have a role to play. You can be calm, you can be assertive, you can get your, you can, and when there's noise, the calm person actually cuts through the noise with their messaging, with their demeanor, with their body language. And that is what makes him stand tall amongst the others. It's been 5 or 6 months. We've had contenders make tribal, borderline, almost disgusting statements. We've had some ignore the fact that beyond an internal primary, how we campaign actually endears other people to us. It may seem like an internal primary, but the media is following, the media is capturing sound bites. People who are unsure about the MPP will look at it and say, oh, I actually like what I'm seeing in this person. I'm joining the party because of it. There are some people who haven't taken a clear stance on who they support. But it's these processes which helps them follow along and say that, you know what, because of what I'm seeing in this particular person, I'm joining the party. So at any point in time, we're ambassadors for the party. And you don't see a contest as a winner takes all to the point where you do not care how it damages the brand of the party.
You know, Samira Bamia, that's Dr. Leàding Mahmoud Bamia's wife, makes a very interesting analysis. And I was watching one of the videos. And one of the things she says was that, look, this is the same man whom the entire party went to market not long ago and told the whole world who Dr. Mahmoud Bamia was, an economist and so on. And then she poses the question, what has changed? You know, and then she also says, why are you doing this to my husband? Quite clearly she's hurt. You know, why are you doing this to my husband? What has Dr. Mahmoud Bamia done wrong?
A fantastic question.
You know, is that how sometimes you also feel when you hear people attack him and say the kinds of things to say about him?
Yes, because...
But how do you feel and how does Doc himself feel? I mean, have you ever had a chance to talk to him about how he feels about these kinds of attacks on him? So personally you, and then if you know about Doc.
Me, so political consciousness, if I would say, I probably was maybe 9 or 10 years old. And I remember being at Legon when Peter McBain won the chairmanship. I remember where I was at home listening to the radio when Chairman Afoko won chairmanship. And I remember the different moods in the party. What I've seen over a period is that we've run the worst kind of internal primaries in the history of this party.
And what has occasioned this?
And it comes back to the quality of representation. And we have to admit it.